For over 30 years, HBCU Image has been more than just an apparel store. We've been a movement, a statement, a legacy. We celebrate the pride, the purpose, and the culture that make historically black colleges and universities legendary. Whether you're a student or a lifelong supporter, our gear lets you wear your HBCU story with confidence and style. Because when you wear HBCU Image, you're not just wearing clothes. You're wearing culture. You're wearing pride. You're wearing purpose. HBCU Image, a Kenny T's company.
From cancer care to accidental injuries to cardiac care, we all know that there are times that you can't control what happens in your life. But with Globe Life Family Heritage, you can be prepared to weather the storm when it comes. Call Dr. Beverly Eagle Rogers at 877-300-8269 or visit the website at globelifefamilyheritage.com. With over 25 years of serving communities, Dr. Beverly Eagles Rogers is here to help you and your family through difficult times. Dr. Beverly takes pride in Globe Life being one of the few companies that returns 100% of premiums to clients that stay healthy. So for more information, call Dr. Beverly Eagle Rogers at 877-300-8269 or visit the website at globelifefamilyheritage.com.
Are you hungry for authentic Caribbean food like jerk chicken, oxtail, red snapper, shrimp, tofu, and rasta pasta? Well, find your way over to Mango's Caribbean Restaurant, 180 Auburn Avenue, right next to Royal Peacock in downtown Atlanta.
Them belly full, but we hungry.
Mango's Caribbean Restaurant, open daily from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. And on Friday and Saturday, we're open till 4 a.m. Come to Mango's and put some spice in your life.
So we've got a good thing going.
Mango's Caribbean Restaurant, 180 Auburn Avenue, right next to Royal Peacock in downtown Atlanta. For more info or directions, call 404-698-3992 or log on to mangoscaribbeanrestaurant.com. For instant coupons, text MANGOS to 313131.
Tell your mama hungry, papa hungry, brother hungry.
Mango's Caribbean Restaurant, authentic Caribbean cuisines.
Open up the door, tell your mama hungry.
You're looking for the latest information on Southern University sports, the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and HBCU athletics. There's only one place to go. Tune in to the Carlos Brown Show, exclusively on the Black College Sports Network.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavill of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Course lecture dismissed.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
When it comes to professional learning, teachers deserve better. From the leader in online learning, Stride brings you the Stride Professional Development Center, an on-demand library of mobile-friendly courses that gives teachers choice and flexibility, allowing them to learn anytime and anywhere. Our dynamic courses provide bite-sized learning and help educators advance their knowledge while also gaining professional development hours. It's time you take charge of your learning. Visit us today to get started.
For over 30 years, HBCU Image has been more than just an apparel store. We've been a movement, a statement, a legacy. We celebrate the pride, the purpose, and the culture that make historically black colleges and universities legendary. HBCU Image, a Kenny T's company.
I love Atlanta, a city in the forest. Hi, I'm Jeff Cleveland, seasoned loan officer in the Atlanta market. And whether you're buying a new home, refinancing to do debt consolidation, home improvements, or just to lower your payment, give me a call. I'll ensure that you're treated with dignity and respect, that you're informed throughout the process, and that there are no surprises at closing. Give me a call and let's get started.
What up, what up, what up, what up? It's the 20th of May, 2026. I believe that's right. I'm tired, so I might be a little bit wrong. What's happening with y'all? What's happening with y'all? Hey, man, I think we got an interesting show. You know, I think they are interesting because I got some of the craziest co-hosts around. They need medication and shit like that. But, you know, I was thinking about something. You know, I was watching the news. I've been watching a lot, you know, different newscasts because it's always good to know what everybody's saying so you can make an informed decision. And I got a question, and I see more and Mark done join me in the green room. So before I bring them on, I want them to think about this question. Have y'all ever started on a project, a big, huge project that was going to take a shitload of your time and shitload of your money, and then left it for somebody else? And I just want y'all to think about that because I was watching Chris Cuomo, and he was like, think about this now. Trump is building this big ballroom that ain't supposed to be done until 2028. Well, he's leaving, ain't he? And if you look at the way things is going with the Supreme Court and the Constitution and shit, would y'all really be surprised if at the last minute he started martial law and we couldn't vote and he got to stay in office a little bit longer? Because who builds something that they ain't get no use of? Even this plane from Qatar, by the time it's done, he'll be leaving office. You really think he's doing this for somebody else? Does that make any sense? And the one something that we know about your president is nobody should be surprised by anything he does because he is who he said he was. He does what we knew he was going to do. Anybody who believed he was going to do what he said was kind of foolish because even though people love to tell he did everything he said, they can't list what he said and that he did. Because we remember what he said. We remember he said no new wars. We remember he said that Harris was going to start a war. Harris was going to have our kids in a war. Harris was going to do this. Harris was going to do that. Damn, it sounded like he was self-prophesizing. So I'm just saying, if you look at the big picture, would you be surprised at all if one or two things going to happen? The election either ain't going to happen or Trump going to run to Russia. Because why else would he put all that effort into rebuilding the White House knowing it ain't going to be finished before he leaves? That's all I'm saying. Just think about it. And I got another question because I know we're gonna get a little deep for y'all this. I want y'all to have your little notepads out and stuff. When you get into a relationship, you know, Sherry brought up something last week, and I don't know how. I got 100 phone calls about Sherry comment because I don't know why y'all just didn't go to Sherry. See, every host get their own look. Every host get their own segment. Don't ask me what they meant, or I don't know nothing. I'm just here. I'm the mediator of the hostesses. When you go into a relationship, and everybody has to have a defined role, very few relationships are ever going to be 50-50. And 50-50 really makes no sense. And neither does 100-100. Because really, even I think when we deep in love and all this other stuff, it's cute, yada, yada, yada. But if you got a relationship and you working, or both of them getting your best effort, or you at work thinking about your relationship, or you at home, your relationship, thinking about what you can do at work. So I think it's always somewhere realistic around a 90-10 split. For some of y'all, it's a bigger split. But what value are you bringing to the relationship? What value are you bringing? And I was watching a clip, and the lady was saying, she was talking about how men with money think money is everything. Women with good looks think looks is everything. So everybody losing in a sense. And, you know, I fuss at Mark, and we'll do it. But, and I hate to say this, but sometimes, fellas, you got to realize you're the prize. You want this woman. You truly do. But if you're supporting her and all she's doing is looking good, that's not an equal balance unless that's all you want. Because as the movie once said, and this is one of the lines I used in life now, you'll never, you will lose money chasing pussy, but you'll never lose pussy chasing money. Cash is still king. So we're gonna get started. I just wanted to put that out. Sherry, did you hear the scenario? Shit, I forgot the question now. I hope Mo wrote it down. I'm gonna let Mo answer first because I know Mo wrote everything down. I had a question for Mo and Mark. You weren't here yet. Damn, Mo laughing like he didn't write it down. Oh shit. I won't. Oh, he wrote it down. Okay, woo. I'm like, man, everybody got to have a role, Mo. You know what I'm saying? Sharonda, see it, and that's fake, because if he ain't the prize, then why are you with him? Because if both y'all ain't the prize, then there is no relationship. And I'm gonna let the group talk about this, but if one person is valuing the other person, then the person who's doing the valuing is the one who is screwed over. Because now he's simping. If he don't think he brings value to the relationship, why is she with him? Why? Because unless the prize is just sex, then that's a suck-ass prize. Because men can get sex damn near anywhere. Just saying. But let me get Mo here first, since Mo got the notes. What's up, brother?
What's happening? What's happening? What's happening?
Hey, man, it's your world. It's your world.
I see you kicking up dust already.
Hey, man. Hey, I'm moving to Pluto, brother. I'm moving to Pluto.
Oh, that's nice. That's a nice background you got there, man.
See, I came in peace. You know what I'm saying? That was the point. That was supposed to be what's happening.
Yeah.
So what's up? How was your week?
Oh man, good week, man. I did my little workout, got my little workout in. You know what I'm saying? Strong, not that strong though. You know, just got a few things done. So it was all good. How about yourself?
Hey man, I ain't shoot at nobody. Did nobody shoot at me? I'm saying it's a low bar these days. It's a low bar.
Success. That's success right there. Yeah. Now
so what's the answer to the question? Because I know you wrote it down.
Let's see. You said, have you ever started a big project and then left it with someone else?
Yeah.
And then you said, the defined roles in a relationship. What value are you bringing?
So what's the answer to the first one? You ever started a big project and then just left it for somebody else after you finished it?
So, I mean, I don't know your context, but yeah, I did that at work. I ain't like it.
Well, I was using the ballroom because I don't think Trump planned on leaving.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I did that. I don't like doing that because the whole, we all like we talked about before, we all see things differently, right? We all like different things. We like different women, we like different foods, we like all kinds of different things. So when you start a project, you're gonna put your spin on it, right? How you see things should be done. You're gonna follow your path. And then if you gotta hand it over, if you really, like when I work on something, I really get into it. I want it to turn out nice. And if I can't finish it and I got to hand it over to somebody, yeah, it's going to bother me because I don't have faith in the fact that they're going to follow my path. I've already seen this too many times. I don't have faith in the fact that they're going to follow the path I started. I shouldn't even be worried about that. Matter of fact, a lot of people told me, don't worry about it. We got it from here. I don't like hearing that. So yeah, I don't like that.
And let's make it personal. You put this nice pool in your house. And you build a balcony and all this, and then you sell the house 3 weeks later. Who does that?
Yeah.
Who does all that just to give it away? just to give it away, because he ain't even selling it. He giving it away. Who does that?
That sounds like a life problem. That sounds like life caught up with you and whipped you up a little bit, and you had to sell that house.
It sounds like a premonition to me. Brother ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
That's his plan. I don't see it no different. Let's see what Sherry got to say. I know she got to mute herself on some of them so she can. Oh, before we get to Sherry, Mo, what about? Oh no, we're gonna answer these, then we're gonna go back to the relationship question. Sherry, can you answer the question about home improvement and then giving your home away? Can you imagine putting in a big Olympic-sized pool, upgrading the master bedroom to look like one of them from one of them magazines, and then just giving it away?
No, I can't imagine doing that. It does not pass the common sense test.
I'm just wondering if it's just me or something. But I'm just like, this kind of ain't making a whole lot of sense to me. Hey, I'm looking. Do y'all see Mark? Or a dude that look like Mark with facial hair?
He over there.
Yeah.
Mark's in the building.
He done grew a whole beard like in 3.5 days. I'm just, I ain't saying it ain't real. I'm just saying it wasn't there last week, Mark.
Look at he wasn't doing that a minute ago.
I'm just saying. Hey, Mark, did that come from Amazon or the Home Shopping Channel?
No, man. You know, I grew it. You know, I've been gone for about a month now. It grew. You just weren't paying attention.
Yeah, okay. I think it's a filter. I think it's a filter.
I think you hate me. Stop playing with your beard because you see me playing with mine.
Oh, no. I'm just responding to your hating thing. You know what I'm saying? Mine is long and, yours is.
Hey, whoa. Hold on. This is I'm getting like nuances, man. Change the topic, bro. Y'all talk about mine is bigger than yours. Can we change the topic, man? Let's go ahead somewhere else, man.
But look, I'm gonna answer the question. I think he gonna put his name on it. He ain't gonna get to use it, but he the type to make it the Donald J. Trump ballroom, so he can forever be remembered.
Okay.
That's the only thing I can think of. Cause his ass gonna be out there.
Yeah, I don't think he's staying now. That I don't think that's gonna happen.
He gonna get an eviction notice.
From who? Remember now, he the commander in chief. He run the Justice Department. He run everything. They bend it to his will. So who gonna put him out?
Yeah,
I'm gonna put him out.
We gonna see. It's gonna be interesting. But yeah, he gonna get an eviction notice, but he may squat for a few months. I'm with you on that one. He may squat for another 6 months.
Right, he gotta be out January the 15th, something like that.
Somewhere around King's birthday.
Yeah. That piece of transfer of power that he ain't read the memo on yet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. So, Mo, what was the second question about the relationship thing?
Define roles in a relationship. What values are you bringing?
So, Sharonda said that no man is ever the prize unless he's gay. And my thing is, then why did you pick him? If he ain't the prize too? Because now, to me, that's saying he kind of a simp. If you don't value him, why should he value you?
That makes a lot of sense. I do believe that the man is the prize based on traditional relationships. The man was the prize.
I believe they both the prize for share before you jump on. I believe both of them are the prize. If it ain't that way, then there is no relationship.
Oh, let it go, man. Why you let it go?
She's sucking her lips saying, "Go on, Sharon. Let me drink my blue."
No. I agree with what DVP said, that I feel like they're both the prize. Like for me, when I meet somebody or people that I've dated, especially if they were really good people. I mean, I just use my ex-husband as an example. He a good dude. You know what I mean? I wouldn't take nothing from him. I mean, I just don't want him no more. But he was a prize to me because one, anybody I can learn something from, and one thing he taught me about was unconditional love. So, and he had unconditional love for me. My love had conditions. I can't lie, but he had unconditional love, so that made him a prize for me. So, I mean, I think, and because he loved me unconditionally, I feel like I was a prize for him. So I agree with you on that, DVP. Both of them are the prize, because if you don't look at the person that you've chosen to be with as a special gift to you, and he stands out past the other guys, then I mean, why are you with him? So that's my take.
What you got, Mo?
Oh, yeah. So you got to I look at this like two ways. So if you're looking at it from externally, you talk about who's the prize from people looking externally. I'm gonna say they both are. But when you're in a relationship, you both have qualities that you have to share. Both have talents and specialties. So again, you both are. So I'm gonna say, yeah, I agree with Sherry. You both the prize.
And Monique says the man should protect and provide. And don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking this, but what I am knocking is when he provides this, what is she providing? See, this is now why I'm having a problem, because see, we started on this the other day where women want to be brought into their feminine energy, yada 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 yada, and I'm cool with all that. But you want the man to protect and provide. You want the man to plan the day without asking you something. You want him to do this. When does the man get to relax and enjoy his kingdom? If he's constantly working and all he getting for his work is to take you out somewhere or to protect you or to provide you, what is the woman's role in this?
A woman's role is support and nurturing.
At 50, what nurturing do we need? We passed that stage.
Y'all need some nurturing. Y'all get in y'all feelings now, or y'all get mad about certain things. And, I don't like to use that word, she's my piece, so to speak. But, if you have a deep connection with someone, you know what it takes to get them out of that funk, or whether to put them in a better mood. I just feel like, a woman's place is, I feel like she should protect and provide as well. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, if somebody hit my man, we all fight. You know what I'm saying? So, and if he falls short financially, then, I got him. So, I mean, I just don't have that this person has this role, this person has that role. I feel like what DVP said last time was that whoever can do it better. You know what I mean? If I'm better with finances and you shitty, then okay, we're gonna let me run the finances. Or if you better, So I just think that there are no designed roles, especially in the world that we're in today, because you have women that are providing for themselves. We're sexually, quote unquote, pleasing ourselves. So and men, same thing. So to me, everybody, if you're in a committed relationship and you value the person that you with, then both people are the prize, and they both should bring the same things to the table. I'm not gonna ask Mo to he can't be living with his mama and living in her basement, but I live in my mama in her basement. I mean, I don't, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean? It's like people require things. What I tend to find is that people require things that they're not willing to be.
So I want to just make a comment on that, because this is how I feel about it. I feel that it would be okay for, and it's just my perspective, it would be okay for a woman to live in, or girl, woman, female, to live in the basement with their parents, and I still, males will still be attracted to her. But if a dude is doing that, that ain't working. That's not gonna work.
And all right, let's do this. As we talk about protecting and providing, and I'm gonna stick with this. When we get sick, we are total babies. And if the woman is always looking for something for us to do, and they got these expectations, and I'm just saying, I know when I get sick how I am. I want to go home to mama. I want to go home to mom. And sometimes I'm just tired. Sometimes I'm working hard. Does my woman have my back? As Sherry said, Are you my support system? Are you the first one to come when I need a pickup? Or are you just sitting around? You know, I was watching the video and the lady saying, listen, ladies, I hear what y'all saying about some of these men ain't doing this and doing that. She said, but when you look around and you ask yourself why you still there, and you can point to all these other things he's doing, why does y'all spend so much time on the things he doesn't do? You got a choice in life. You can pick. You can look at the good he's bringing to your world, or you can concentrate on the bad he's bringing to your world. The more you concentrate on the bad, the more he's going to depart from that. And it's like, she had said something. She's like, if you thought you had a good man, what changed him? And I think that sometimes, and fellas, let's go the same way. If you thought you had a good woman, she changed, you got to look in the mirror and see what changed them. What did you do to make them change? Because sometimes, you know, everybody likes to say, I'm going to take accountability for this, I'm going to take accountability for that. But both parties play a role in the other one's changing. Because I'm going to start with Sherry. Me and Sherry dating, she started off as a great woman, all of a sudden she's slacking off, and I don't know why. But somewhere along the way, I did something to upset Sherry, and it never got resolved. So Sherry just she started pulling back on the relationship. She stopped giving her all. She was doing just enough. Flip the script. I start off being that guy that Sherry dreamed of. Now all of a sudden I'm pulling back, and she don't know why. But she don't remember the time she was talking to me disrespectful, telling me what I don't do, telling me how I don't do this. So I just don't want to do anything. But because I didn't say nothing was ever said by either party, we don't know that there was a disconnect. So now we start looking at the negative stuff, and we forget this. And like I say, when I'm looking at some of this, it comes from, and I ain't bashing her, I'm just saying how I see things as a man. That's why I'm glad Sherry's here. When I hear women always talking about what a man don't do, I'm sure Sherry can tell you stuff that any man she's dated hasn't done. I'm sure any man Sherry's dated can tell you stuff she ain't done. Is that what we're concentrating on? Because nobody can be everything to anybody. And I think some of us are looking for somebody who can be our everything. That's when I see people say, oh, he my everything. We don't ever do this. We don't ever do that. I'm like, I don't know. Because nobody can be everything to anybody. Hell, we got best friends who can't be our everything, but they still our best friends. So when we get to this, we're putting, in my opinion, we're putting undue pressure on a man to be so many things and for him to accept so little. Because what is he supposed to be getting for putting you in your femininity? Because I don't ever hear, and Sherry, you can speak on this. Monique, you can too. I know you typing. But what do y'all do to help contribute to our masculinity, to our ego, other than keep telling us what you want? Because very few women talk about what they do. You know, a man will say, yeah, I made this. No, she ain't got to work. I'm taking care of this. I'm taking care of that. But I hear women say, well, I don't want to cook every day. Well, damn. I don't know too many men that want to go to work every day. That have to protect and provide every fucking day. Nobody wants to do something every day. But you don't hear men saying they don't want to do that no more. But I see a lot of women saying what they don't want to have to do all the time. But you want this protection and you want these provisions, and you just want to embrace your femininity. Well, being masculine is not working. And Mark had said something earlier, and Mo might have. If living in the mama basement is helping me to survive, who is it wrong for? Who is it wrong for? But Monique, don't we all, and we talked about this last week, Monique, so I'm gonna make sure you don't get in trouble. But if you're in a relationship and all four of us have been in relationships, both parties submit. There is no way that a man can be in a successful relationship, because every single man who's been in a successful relationship can tell you, we do shit we don't want to do. We submit to your will because we know it'll make life easier. We don't want to go to the mall with you sometimes. We don't want to watch this crazy ass chick flick. You know the game on, right? But hey, y'all want us right there. We do. Everybody submit. Everybody's submitting. That's what I'm saying. It's a balance. Everybody's submitting in a relationship. Everybody. So the submission is not a one-way street to me for a successful relationship. Yeah, no, we know guys who ain't submitting to shit if they wear the highway. And as we talked about last week, ladies, if you become totally dependent on a man, then that's when you got to do a whole lot more submission, because you have pretty much signed over your will to him. I don't want to do shit but be a kept woman. To me, that means you're a de facto slave, but that's not my world. I'm going to let y'all do that how you want to. Tell me how it's different, Shannon. What you got, Sherry? I see you rocking your head. I get worried when you rock your head, you suck your lips in. Like,
She got to work that mute button.
You talking about me?
Ain't but one share on the show.
I thought you said Shan.
Share
That's
meet,
what I thought you
share
said.
meet Mo, share meet Mark, share meet DVP.
Don't
You're
get cute. Don't be cute. I thought you said Shan, and I saw this person, Monique Shan, last name, so that's why I was like, but I mean, I can't disagree. I mean, maybe when I was in my 20s and stuff like that. I mean, I just feel like I've grown so much since I was 20, you know, and I hadn't had kids and all that good stuff. But now, I feel like at the end of the day, I want somebody who matches me. And when I say matches me, as far as, I mean, I'm just gonna keep it real. Like, if so, I'm on this dating site, right?
Okay.
And I always ask certain questions. And the main questions that I ask are, how long you been on the site, how many kids you have, and what are their ages. And I ask, you know, like once we talk a little more, I might be like, you know, what do you do for a living? And how long have you been working there? So I'm a long-term thinker sometimes. And I always think about what's the worst that could happen if I get with this person, you know, and if whatever the worst is, if I can deal with it, then okay, cool. I'm going to go for it. Right. So one particular guy, he didn't have no retirement. And I feel some kind of way about that. I mean, not to say that somebody can't just have a good job and, you know, they don't save money and that's great. But what I'm thinking of is like, say me and DVP get together but see, DVP has a retirement, but let's just say he didn't. He's a construction guy, right? Been doing construction and all that. So he know how to go make money. But let's say his foot get cut off or his leg get cut off or he hurt his back. He can't work no more, whatever the case may be, right? Everything's going to fall on me at that point. You get what I'm saying? Like, now we've been together all those years. That's different. But I'm talking about just meeting that person and they don't have a retirement. That means that, okay, when we get together and I fall in love, he fall in love and, you know, I got his back, he got my back, but something happens and he can no longer bring any income for himself because it's not, the retirement is not for me because I got my retirement. The retirement is for him so that when he having issues or whatever case may be, you know, we can, you know, he has a nursing home, you know, nursing home plan. I'm just saying,
you know, going to a nursing home.
So, you know, I'm just saying, like, somebody ain't nothing wrong with a man missing a foot. No, I'm saying that at that point, let's just say hypothetically we live together and we both pay the bills, whatever, you know, I want him to have something for him so that, because one, I'm gonna have to probably keep working if I'm not retired at that time. So, and if he can't bring that to the table, that means I got to work. So who's gonna take care of him? But if he got FMLA at his job or, you know, something like that, then he's good. But what if he doesn't? What if he just one of those guys that just got, you know, a job? And I'm cool with a dude that just got a job. I ain't got no problem with that. But I'm thinking about when you get old, what's your next move should you not be able to work no more?
Yeah.
Is that wrong? Is that wrong? Is that shallow? I mean,
no. So I don't think it is because I'm going to say this. I'm going to just go ahead and say this. I think what that all comes down to is that this is somebody who's been planning. And I think I ain't going to speak for all women because I can speak for women at all. But I think women like somebody to, if they're going to have somebody come into their life, you need to be a damn planner. You got to be somebody who's thinking about, you know, tomorrow, down the road, right? Not this fly by night stuff, you know? And so if this dude has not been planning, and he doesn't have long-term thinking, especially at, you know, this at this certain stage of life, don't nobody gonna want to deal with that dude. We at this point, we all gotta have safety nets. Every single one of us gotta have a damn safety net. So if something happens, you know, you get sick, you know, you got a health problem, whatever it is, you know, you got something to fall back on. And so security at a certain age, security becomes number one, and financial security at that. You know, I'm done.
So somebody said SSN is still an option. So I'll just give you an example. My mom's husband, his brother, when he was younger, like in his 20s and 30s, he, you know, he could tear sheetrock down, build this, do that. I mean, he would put together houses and all that kind of stuff. And he would tell his brother, you know, you need to be paying into something. You know what I mean? Like some type of retirement or paying taxes or whatever, right? Now he's old, and my mom's husband is older than him, but his brother looks way older than him. He's like decrepit. I mean, I hate to say that word, but like he only gets $700 a month from SSI, and that's it. Nothing else. I'm not trying to be with nobody that all they gonna get is them $700. Like, how you gonna live off that?
What? And you know, it ain't what you make, it's what you save.
$700. You can't even live in a one. You know how they have those houses where you just rent the room. You can't even do that for $700.
He
together. He called Mo and made some. He gonna make some wise investments.
Don't be cute.
Say don't be cute. But look, I get what you're saying, Sherry. It makes a lot of sense. I completely agree. But like you say, his SSI gonna kick in. And at that point, if he's missing a foot, then hopefully his disability will kick in too. So
he wasn't paying into Social Security, so he ain't getting nothing from that. You get what I'm saying? All you're gonna get is the disability.
I feel you.
Let's flip the script then. What is she gonna do?
I don't know about she, because I ain't her. So
well, I'm just saying.
I can only tell you about me.
She gonna put his ass in a nursing home. She already said that.
Nursing homes cost money.
No, well, my dad had to go in a nursing home because he was one of those that got paid up under the table and all of that. And so the nursing home went on, like they got all the money that he would get every month, which I think was like maybe $900 or something like that. And then he got Medicare, but he was in a nursing home. So, I mean, like, because he didn't play. I mean, I don't know. My thing is, I want you to have your own for you. It ain't for me, because I'm good. I've been adulting since I was 15. So, you know, I just want a guy that's good, like for himself, you know. And most women are like, I want to know what he could do for me. On the financial side, I'm good. I ain't worried about that.
And I think this is where, if a couple is legitimate, they're both pushing each other to be better than they were the day before and going to be much better in the future. And it's like, I truly understand the ladies who want to be a support system for their man. But are you supporting his dream? You know, it was like there was a couple I was debating with, for lack of a better term. And the guy had his own business and his girl worked for him, and they saying how they're a power couple. And I'm listening. And, you know, I'm like, shit, I brought up my experience. Okay. So if I start a company, which I did, and when I got married, I could bring my wife in, but I was retired. She got my medical benefits. She got my healthcare benefits. If I don't have anything, and let's just say I start a sheetrock business, and we're gonna act like Sherry's a regular woman who got a regular job. I can't tell Sherry to quit her regular job and come work with me when I don't have no benefits to offer her. And I think sometimes people get so caught up in this, oh, we started a business together. Well, who got the healthcare? Because healthcare is important shit. I don't care how you look at it. Healthcare is important shit. It don't take but one broke leg to put your ass in bankruptcy if you ain't got healthcare. So when I hear people saying this, and I hear people trying to brag on, because starting a business ain't a big deal. Yeah, a 15-year-old can open up a lemon stand and get an LLC. That ain't gonna support them for the rest of their life. So when we're saying this, and this is one of them things where, I ask women, this lady came to me, she said, I'm 20 this, I live with my mama. I'm, me and my boyfriend may talk, we want to have a child, yada, yada, yada. And she was like, well, what would you advise a 20-something? I say, I wouldn't advise you nothing. I said, I'm gonna just ask you one question. When you have this man, baby, where y'all gonna stay? I said, that's the only thing to me you should think of. How you gonna have a baby with a man who don't have nowhere to stay? He stay with his mama, you stay with your mama. If you were my daughter, I would tell you, one, don't have no baby with no man you're not married to. But if you just gotta go down that right, because if you gotta go down that route because you're 21st century, whatever, make sure that this man you're gonna have this baby with got somewhere for y'all to stay. That's the first sign of stability. I talked about it. To me, men should not even be men. I know y'all gonna get mad, but who cares? We shouldn't even be allowed to procreate until we're financially stable. Because when we're in our 20s, we having sex for sex sake. We're not really thinking long term about finances and raising a family because it ain't what we do. And I said this. Share. I'm gonna ask you a personal question right quick because you already brought up. How old were you when you got pregnant?
My first child, I was 15 when I had her.
Sorry, I didn't.
Okay, so at 15, when the first time she got pregnant, guess what happened to her? She became a mother the minute she found out she was pregnant. The guy ain't gonna become a dad until the baby's born. He ain't going through none of what she going through. She is already she already changing her life because she's pregnant. That's what happened with 80% of women. If they was drinking or smoking, they stop as soon as they find out they pregnant. So she's already becoming mentally aware of a lot of things. I'm 20. I'm still here. I'm still in my kid phase. I ain't ready to be an adult yet. Sherry is accepting her adulthood. Woo! I ain't accepting this until I'm, and I talked to guys who had babies early. Most of them would tell you they weren't prepared for it. They weren't prepared to be a dad at 23, 24. It's some of them were, but it ain't men who are prepared because we're still in that play mode. So when we're talking about this, there's something we got to consider. And then as we get older, as Sherry and Yolanda said, Sherry shouldn't be dating a 40, 50, 60-year-old man with potential. He should have something to fall back on for her to feel comfortable. And it's like, oh, you putting a value on the men. Yeah, because I've only known 2 women who asked for submission. It's something that dudes ask for. So what is she submitting to? Your mama's basement? Your rental car? You're supposed to have something in place that she can come into. It might not be a true castle yet, but it shouldn't be no hut either. So when she come over and y'all can build together, because building together to me is the operative word. It can't be one of us because we're human. If I'm paying for everything, I'm doing everything, when me and Sherry get into an argument, you know what I'm gonna tell Sherry? I'm paying for everything. And Sherry gonna say, well, I'm over here looking cute. I'm paying for everything. And fellas, I don't know what y'all been on, but do no matter what role we fulfill, don't we all need a little help? I mean, unless you're a multi-millionaire, who don't need a little help with something? And Marky Mo can probably cook. Shit, I can't even cook, but I don't need a woman to cook. I'm gonna keep a job, and I'm good with my hands, so I can build some shit. So I come over there and put a bite together for 2-3 meals. I come over there and put up some doors for some meals. So I got a skill. So when we're building, it's too many women who want to sit back and look pretty. And I was, again, I've been watching a lot of shit. Ladies, I need y'all to understand one something. One something is very important when you're dealing with men. And I'm gonna let Mo and Mark respond to this. There's a difference between a man who chooses to build with you and a man who chooses to lay with you. The guy who want to lay with you gonna say a lot of shit, but after he get what he want, he gone. So a lot of times the guy who just want to lay with you, he's the best gaslighter of them all. The guy who wants to build with you, he might not have the time that you require because he's trying to build shit. The other guy just wants to sleep with you, and he's being sweet and kind and giving you roses and all this. Ladies, sometimes you gotta know who is who, because I think a lot of y'all get misled because these guys want you. They just want to lay with you. But the guy who wants to build with you, he ain't giving off the same type of energy because he's working. And you got to know the difference. I'm sure we've all had women that we just wanted to sleep with. We didn't have no long-term plan with them. Then we had women who we wanted long-term plans with, but they want a different lifestyle. So, more and more, tell me what y'all think about that thought process.
I say this, DVP. I disagree on a man that's want to lay with you. The difference you say with a man that just they want to build with you. They both have the same. If it's something you want, you're gonna make a little time for it. So they'll put the same time and effort in it to show her that I want to build with you. I think women get the big head because let's just say 20 men trying to fuck and one trying to build. So she think a lot of men are trying to be with her, not understanding that they just 20 of them trying to lay. It's only one that's trying to build something with you and grow with you. And I think they get that confused. They get that confused because they thinking, oh, it's all these men want me. They want to fuck. They don't want to be with you. They don't want to build and grow with you. And I think that gives them a false sense of who they are or what they had to offer, because they want you, but you just don't understand what they want.
All 20 want to leave, but don't but one want to stay.
That's it.
Yeah, but the one that want to stay, is he making time? You still got to invest. You got to invest. I'm a firm believer in you make time for what you want to make time for.
Keep making time, but you got to understand the 20 that's trying to lay, they shooting all kind of game and shot. So they put a little bit more effort because they know the quicker I succeed, I reach my goal or complete my mission, I'm out. So they may be throwing a little bit more out. You feel what I'm saying? And the other one, he playing the long game. The one that gonna be there for that want to be with her, he playing the long game. So he's stepping back.
Any game though. The question is, if he's not spending any time with her because he quote unquote building, then
that's why. Go ahead.
Then how is she to know that that's what he wants to do if he's not giving her that attention? Because if he wants to be with her or build with her, he's gonna spend time with her. I don't care whatever free time he got, he giving it.
You know what Bobby Womack said, right?
And that's why I say I disagree with DVP on that statement alone.
Right.
What did Bobby Womack say? If you think you're lonely now, we can either spend time together or we can plan to do stuff together, but we can't do both of them. Either I gotta work so we can do shit, or I can stay here so you can feel comfortable. And we're gonna stay here.
That's old school living. Ain't nobody doing that living like that no more.
When you ask these women, what man gives out the best attention? You know they're gonna tell you? Hobos. Those who need a place to stay, they are the greatest because they ain't got shit to do.
I disagree.
I disagree.
I wholeheartedly.
You ain't dating no man, so hush.
I'm gonna tell you why I disagree. This is why I disagree, DVP. Times have changed. I despise the generation prior to me to have that work from dog 30 to dog 30 bullshit and come home and go to sleep because you done worked your damn self to death. You don't spend no time with your family. This new generation, they taking more of their time back so they can enjoy life versus working till you retire and die. So it's a different breed now. So you gonna make that time to entertain that woman to show her that you want to build for the long game. So it ain't no either I'm working or I'm here with you. You don't figure out how to goddamn balance life and work.
And this is what we gonna disagree to disagree. What you said sounded good 18 months ago. With the way rent's going now, ain't nobody doing that no more. Everybody cutting back on stuff. Gas $5. The rent you think about this. Mark, Mo, Sarah, if we had to rent a place right now, how many of us could do this 3 times? You making 3 times the rent payment. How many of us could do that right now and be comfortable? You got to make 3 times the rent. You got to put up all this money from. We didn't have all that when we got started. So it was a whole different era. So now money rules everything. To live by yourself now, you gotta be somebody now. All these evictions, all these people losing out on
shit. I get what you're saying, but I'm with Mark. Is like if you're trying to build something with somebody, you do have to have a balance. Period. That's it. And if it's somebody that you really, really want, then you gonna do whatever it is you need to do to make that happen. Whether y'all have a conversation first, you know, and y'all come to an understanding or whatever the case may be. But if you want her, you gonna let it be known so that her attention is not somewhere else.
Hey, DVP, and that's why I disagree with that thing. What you said in your monologue. You'll never lose pussy chasing money, but you, whatever the fuck you said. If you ain't giving her the time and attention, you're gonna lose her. So chasing money will cause you to lose your woman.
And if you lose her,
chasing pussy will cause you to lose money. It's vice versa.
If you lose, what's the one then? Because you look how many people lose. Look how many people lose their shit chasing women. You ain't gonna lose. Women gonna always be there, brother. Always. Men gonna always be there. You can get you somebody that's sustainable, or you can get you somebody that's fun. They are not the same. They are not the same.
No.
Making money requires time and energy. So for the women who want to be protected and provided for and embrace their femininity, they can't get this brother who been working at Chick-fil-A for 15 years.
Neglect gonna make her call Jody.
But this is my thing. You know, I feel like, you know, all women ain't about money. Look, okay, put it like this. In my age right now, I already said it's not about money for me. It's about that person spending time with me. And, you know, I want them to kind of be in a retirement mode where, you know, if you work, and I want you to work really because you want to work, not because you got to, especially if you retired. You know what I'm saying? If you retire, ain't you retired, DVP?
I'm retired.
Right. So do you work because you want to, or you work because you have to?
I work because I want to.
My point exactly. So let's just say a girl you meet, a woman you meet that you might want to build with, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you ain't never got time because you always working. You working because you want to, not because you have to. So why not pour that energy into that woman that you say you want?
Because remember how they say save for a rainy day? See, I can start giving her my time. And this is what I tell people. I'm 60. I got to make the money while the money still got to be made. See, I can stop working, chill with her. And let's just say life happens and we break up. So the money I could have been making, I done lost that now. I can split this time because we like to meet people and tell this lie within 3 weeks about, oh, this is my best friend. I don't know how I live without him, yada, 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 just so we can have sex. And then 6 months later, it's a whole new script. We see these microwave. We see these microwave relationships. We see them all the time.
Then what? It's still the same. You can't control everything.
You're right. So you got to control.
So you got more years behind you than you do likely in front of you, right? I can say that for myself, and you older than me. So
Jesus.
You see, my thing is this: why you can't work 3 days a week, something like that? They do 3 days a week and then spend time with your whoever it is you want.
And see, okay, this is what we together. What are you doing?
Working.
See, so you just add it. But if you ain't working, and remember, I specifically said the woman who want me to take care of her, provide, and protect, not the woman who is helping me. Because if you helping me, then yeah, it's easy to cut back because we are doing something together. If we're not doing it together, if I'm the only one providing, I don't have that luxury no more because if I don't work and the money don't come, there is no backup system. See, y'all keep hearing what I'm saying.
Well, that's when you get a project. If you got you a project, then yeah.
But
if
that's
you
the whole
get
thing.
a woman that already got her shit together, you ain't got to worry about none of that.
But I said it was with somebody who ain't bringing in nothing. They just want to embrace their femininity. So my partner ain't bringing in nothing but good looks, and y'all keep wanting to forget that part. Let's say
at this age and your old ass age, who wants that?
Thank you.
Who want what?
Your looks.
Who wants somebody that just because they got looks unless you rich?
Cute, you know what I'm saying? But trust me, at some point, this shit going south. All of it. Then what? DVP, I ain't gonna be cute no more or as cute. What you just gonna try to remember how I used to be cute?
That what he said. He said that shit.
I done said that before. That's why I ain't starting with no ugly girl. Ain't nothing to remember. Ain't no good times to remember. Ain't no good times. But exactly, G Boom. That's why you gotta have somebody who is already doing, not somebody who just wants you to do for them. And that's where a lot of these relationships start going astray because women Women are notorious for asking, they want to embrace their femininity. And that femininity means making their life comfortable. And all I'm asking is, in reverse, what is the man getting? If you want me to give up this and give up this, you kind of got to make my life easier too, so I can do it. Because other than that, unless I do what Mo and Mark was talking about, unless I go live in my grandma's basement, I'm in survival mode too. So are you gonna help take me out of survival mode?
You ain't no cat.
I think
That's the problem.
You got to think about two different situations. What if you have children? You get what I'm saying? Like we talking like the relationships that I'm talking about. My kids grown, they kids grown. But let's just say hypothetically, me and DVP, we got 3 kids and they all under 15, right? He working, I'm working. But when I come home, I still got to cook, help the kids with their homework. I got to make sure they take their bath and get to bed. I'm the one that's worried about, oh, let me make sure I paid for this field trip and this, that, and the other. So the woman, a lot of times in that particular situation, a lot of times the woman is doing more. The man just going home, he just making the bacon. She the one doing everything else.
And that's when we go back to what Mark was talking about. That's why I was specific in what I was saying. If she ain't doing nothing to help his life, because I'm cool with having a homemaker for my wife, but make home. I don't want it. I'm dating a woman. She ain't had no career like you, Sherry. She just got a job, or so go on a quick job and take care of the house. When I come home, yeah, we shouldn't be arguing about I don't want to cook every day, or I don't want to do this all the time. We'll get a job. But you can't just sit at the house and live off the luxury that I built, and you just sitting there embracing your femininity while I gotta keep maintaining this. And that's all I'm saying. You gotta find, and they don't even have to be in the same position, Yolanda, but they need to be of the same mindset. Because what is it you're doing to help motivate me to keep me there? It can't just be sex and cuteness. You got to be doing something to take the load off of me. And I'm a fan of a woman having her own money. So get your little part-time job, something when you ain't got to work, but 10, 12 hours a week, whatever. So you can still have your little spending money, but you're doing something. Because if you make everything on me, the first argument I have is like, damn, I'm paying for everything. What are you doing? And you be like, oh, well, I'm looking pretty. I got a matching bra panty set on every time you come home. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. What are you doing? Is the house a home? Is it, when I come here, can I relax? Or you hit me with some more shit. Oh, you don't never do this. Oh, you always doing this. Oh, why you always coming home late? Why you always coming home tired? Why? But damn, you ain't saying nothing about the fact that, hey, the lights on, the cable working. You ain't got to worry about nobody coming to kick us out. And that's why I said, I'm looking at some of these complaints, and it's like they gravitating toward the negative, and they want to ignore the positive that the man is doing because he's doing a lot of shit by himself. So you can embrace your femininity. So where is it that the woman is stepping up because she believes she's the prize and she should be taken care of? And who taking care of her? Him. Who taking care of him? Him. And that's the example I'm giving y'all. Not somebody who doing what you're doing, Sherry. You finna get your retirement, which means you're working. You got a career, not a job, because there's a difference. You have a career. So yeah. I can't sit back and think you're going to do all the things that a homemaker would do, because now we both outside the house. We got the business portion. What are we expecting from each other? But Sherry, you going to plan a trip like I'm going to plan a trip. You can say, hey, babe, we're going somewhere, blah, 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 blah. You done took care of everything. Like when I said, hey, we're going here, because I done took care of everything. Or we got a joint account where we put in X amount of dollars. When we get to that point, hey, we're going to China. When we do it again, we're going to start saving. We're going to Italy. This is what we're doing together. But if everything we're doing comes from my bank account, then I'm constantly losing while you get to embrace your femininity. And that's what I'm talking about when I look at the way some of these women are arguing. What is it you're contributing to his piece, his masculinity? Because masculinity is just not me standing up protecting you and wanting to swing for you all the time. I want to be able to just, when I get home, I want to be able to just take a deep breath and, women say when they get home, the first thing they want to do is take their bra off.
Oh, yes, Lord.
When we get home, we don't want to have to keep making decisions like we did at work, because we might as well stay at work. We don't want to have to keep being the chief decision maker. But damn, you ain't planning no date? Well, damn, I've been at work all day making decisions. You can't just say, hey, babe, let's go to the movie. You can't pick up that one little task. You've been embracing your femininity all fucking day long. You can't do that. You can't say, hey, babe, let's go see what's that bullshit movie? Michael Jackson. Just say it. All right, cool. But don't make me decide everything. I've been at work being the boss all day long. We want to relax too.
That's this new breed of women following Lion Bryan. That's a whole different mindset.
Following who?
Misleading these women to that shit. Because I promise you, if we would have ever to say, I need a woman to come take me out of my feminine energy so I can be masculine, they'll call you sassy and a sissy. And as a man, I do the same thing. It's like you say, it's no equivalent for the man. We gonna be masculine all the time, and only financially unstable women scream they in survival mode. Fuck, at 40 plus, you should be in goddamn relax mode. Your life should be on cruise control. You should still be in survival mode. But that's just some podcast bullshit that keep these women looking crazy.
That's us, because Mo, we still know a bunch of dudes who our age and older who still after this Instagram model, and they talk the loudest, so they want something that they can't afford.
I don't know them people.
I ain't say you know them. We know of them. Social media show them to you all day long. You bust up. We see this. They can't afford what they want, but they study inspiring, and they start talking trash about women. But you gotta know where you can shop at. Everybody can't shop at Macy's or Bloomingdale. Some of us gotta stay at Walmart. Some of us gotta stay at Dollar General. You gotta shop where you can afford to shop. And sometimes Dollar General women, they try to go to Macy's, and they keep getting sit back down to the little sale rack down in the basement. And dudes doing the same thing because we keep trying to step outside of our true lane because we don't want to accept. Oh shit, I make $42,000 a year. Shit, I'm balling. What? You make how much a year? 42. Damn. I got a friend make 40 a month. You know, but we don't want to see that. So that's the whole thing. Sometimes it is true that you do have to date somebody. You got to date somebody who is like you, especially as we get older, because potential sucks. Like I say, unless you're a multimillionaire and you're willing to pay for all this bullshit because you just got it made and you ain't sweating no more. But for the bulk of us, we still got some kind of hustle going on just to keep some side income, especially in today's America. Shit, what? 2 months ago, gas was $3 something, now it's $4.50. And I hear people, man, gas can be fucking $7. Guess what? My black ass going to work. But some people truly can't keep working no more because it's costing more for them to go to work than it is not to. And because either way, they're going to lose. Because we're talking about today's economy, not Joe Biden's bad economy. We're talking about 45, 47's worse economy. Nobody playing for this.
You say nobody playing for it, but all you keep screaming is rainy days. That's what we got right now, rainy days.
No, this ain't a rainy day, bro. It's a lifestyle now.
No, this is a rainy day.
No. A rainy day. See, if he would have that bullshit lie about this lasted for 2 weeks, that would have been a rainy day. That would have been a rainy day, bro. We're in a full-fledged tsunami right now.
Storm. No, bro. It's gonna blow off.
Bro, no, it ain't.
Shit.
So we and I'm glad you said because you want to talk about politics. So we're gonna talk about politics. But this one ain't. Have you listened to what they're saying? For us to come back from where we are now with gas prices, they talking about 2 years at least. And that's if it were to end today. Today. It ain't ending today. So every day we add more and more to it. And Cher is the best example I can give. I'm sure I'm gonna let Cher speak. When Cher first came into this, she knew how long she had before she could retire. With the way some of this shit going now, it's like if I retire with what they talking about paying me and the way shit going up, is it gonna be enough? Is it gonna be enough? And see, hopefully she already got her own stuff. But that's why I say, if I had to get a place to stay now, I would have to get a real job because of the market ain't like the market was. What I pay for mortgage now, people would kill me to get this mortgage, and I got a fucking 5-bedroom house. But I'm looking
want to tell you what my mortgage is.
and I looked online. Mother said they want $2,300 for a 2-bedroom, 1 bathroom. I got 3 bathrooms.
I mean, yeah. It is different, but at the right age your ass at, that's where you should be. And if you out here looking for somebody, they should be damn near in that same situation.
I think sometimes men say they want certain things, but they really don't. It's just like they say they want the natural looking woman, but they steady looking at the ones with the BBLs and the this, that, and the other. Or they say they want a woman that got her own, but oh, she doing too much. She too strong. She too this. You know, I just think that most men don't be real with themselves about what they really want.
When they say they don't want a strong woman, stop being all aggressive and that's the thing. It ain't. I met the people that I know, men that I know, they not one of them ever say she make too much money, I can't fuck with her. Never. I don't know not one man that has ever said no foolishness like that. But that strong shit, running your mouth, I got my own shit. I don't need a man for nothing. That's that strong shit that men don't want to deal with. It ain't nothing about being independent. Independent is fine. Everybody most men that I know want a woman that's financially stable and independent. But like you say, you came up, what you say you was hyper independent? Some social media shit that we don't have no clue what it means, but it sounds good to people that follow that shit.
Oh, she sucked that lip in, Mark. She sucked that lip
in. I know, but it's the point that say that now.
You are mute.
We don't want hyper independent. I take that back. We want a hyper independent woman. We want you to be a responsible adult. But they take that, say, if you put hyper independent on it, don't no man want that. She can pay her own bills. I'm glad I don't know any men that don't want a woman that can pay her own bills. But that's me.
I think that men don't like to admit it because I feel like some men, not all, the reason they get women that I consider projects is because that gives them leverage, over this woman, like DVP said earlier, and to me, when you get someone that is basically equal to you, then I think sometimes it becomes a little intimidating. You can have a woman that's very soft-spoken and she making 6 figures, but because she ain't going for your bullshit, then now it's all about her thinking that, she ain't, I don't need no man, blah, blah, blah. That's not the case. Sometimes people like to try to gaslight you all the damn time. And I know for me at 55, I don't have time for no bullshit. If you like me, you need to let me know and let's see where we're going to go from here. If you don't, then keep it pushing. Let somebody step aside. Let somebody else in. That's my thought process. It ain't got nothing to do with me being aggressive. I'm not aggressive. I'm assertive. I have a brain. You know what I mean? And I'm going to speak my mind. And if speaking my mind is a problem for him because I have brains, then, hey, I don't know what to tell him. But I don't believe in emasculating a man. Like I've seen where women say things to their men that, it makes me cringe, like, shut your ass up over there, just in front of people, cutting up. I can't stand that type of stuff. And I've never been that type of person. So, I make 6 figures. So I'm not that person. I need a man. You know what I'm saying? But like I said last week, it's not for the currency in which most men want to provide.
But Sherry, it comes down to, like you say, it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Or it's how sensitive answers take it.
No, it ain't about being sensitive. It's like she say, if she say, shut the fuck up, sit your ass down, I ain't about to finna deal with your aggressive ass. And no man should have to deal with it.
A man or a woman, it's about respect.
So why we don't just walk away? If she like that, remember now we get choices. So when dudes say that and they say, "Oh, she emasculating me," if she doing it in plurality, that's on you, player. You're staying for whatever retarded ass reason you got. You're staying because you're in that hobo shit. But you can walk away. Yes, sir.
what they say is the man say, I ain't finna put up with it. I ain't got to deal with her doing this and acting this way. And he walks away. Oh, he can't deal with a strong woman. They ain't gonna say because you goddamn disrespectful. They ain't gonna say that they talking crazy and he don't want to deal with it. Oh, I ain't gonna put up with this shit, and that's why he left because he can't deal with a strong woman. That's a different thing.
But Mark, why do we care as a man? Why we walk away? If she said we walk away because we gay, why do we care what they say? And that's again,
it's not about. We don't care what they say.
Right.
But the narrative that they put out there is, as individuals, we could care less what she say. But she run tell this to her homegirl. Now the narrative is men can't deal with a hyper independent woman. No, we couldn't deal with your attitude and your mouth. But that's the narrative that they push. Oh, they intimidated by a strong black woman. No, it's your mouth. It's your attitude that we don't want to deal with it. It's not we're intimidated. We don't want to deal with it, and we don't have to. So they push that narrative when the man walk away and use that. It's because I was hyper independent. He couldn't handle that part.
Remember that little meme that said the lion don't give a shit what the sheep think?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, yeah.
And I consistently say, it's not, we don't care what they say. We don't care what they say.
We want to keep defending
it. It's the narrative that they keep pushing.
Who gives a fuck about the narrative?
We give a fuck because that's what they say. Men can't deal with hyper independent women.
And all you gotta do is say, okay.
We don't care. But if you keep pushing that narrative out there, it's bullshit. The same as take me out of my feminine, take me out of my masculine energy. That's bullshit too. It's all this bullshit ass podcast lingo that they keep pushing to the masses.
Right, because we don't deal with IRL in real life. We let the people who are hurt the most complain the loudest. But we're gonna pick this one up later because I want to go ahead and get into this. Sherry, can you stay with us for a political discussion? Because Mark want to talk about voting and politics. I don't want you to get in no trouble now.
I listen. I mean, I say what I can say, but you know,
you say what you can say. I ain't getting deep into it. I mean, I am gonna get deep into it, but not too deep. And
if we have time, I do want to ask y'all a topic that I was thinking about. But
okay, this gonna be quick. This gonna be a quick 15, 20 minutes. Just get some ideas about it.
Okay.
So we had the primaries yesterday. And now we're in a situation to where Keisha won the Democratic Party. So that's that's the Democratic nominee for governor. Are we just gonna vote because she black? Or do we have to listen to policies, principles, and agendas? Or do we just run because it's the Republican versus the Democrat? How does shit supposed to work?
Let me just add something. Let me just add something because I feel this one. Are we supposed to vote because she's black? Or are we supposed to vote for her because she's a woman and we're supposed to prove that we're not misogynistic?
What do we do?
Mo left. I'm like, damn. Well, because
I say this. Now, don't get me wrong. Listening, the other day I was watching the news early morning on, it's on a repeat cycle, but I watched all of the Republican commercials. 5, 6 commercials, every commercial break, Republican. And it made me think, I was like, damn, I ain't seen no commercials for Keisha. None. Then I finally see one. And what she said in the commercial had absolutely nothing to do with me. But when I hear a Republican say, I'm trying to end property taxes, my ear went up, end property taxes, that affects me. So now I'm like, well, what Keisha doing? So I stroll social media, she in front of buckets fucking dancing with zero rhythm. If you see this video, vote for Keisha. That shit don't motivate me to vote for you. And like I say, no rhythm. That was the craziest shit. No rhythm dancing in front of buckets. So people, we got to get behind Keisha. Do we get behind motherfuckers that's best for us or just because she's black and female? And I would say this, Keisha went to the same high school I did. She 225 certified. But do I just jump on this bandwagon because she's black and female?
You asking me?
I mean, that's just the panel. That's a discussion for people in the chat, for everybody.
I'll just say this. We see how the government has been run where we're losing sight of the Constitution. We're losing sight of separate entities, your legislative, executive, all of it. We're losing sight of all of that, and Congress is not doing what they're supposed to do on the Republican side. They're not working for the people, they're working for him. And so to me, I'm gonna vote for who can help change that. And if that means that's the Democrat, then that's who it is. First of all, they all lie. They all gonna say whatever need to be said to win. Okay. But on the Democrat side, they're trying to do things the right way as far as, with the courts and, things of that nature. But the Republicans do everything that old boy want them to do. And to me, that's the wrong answer. And so I feel like the House needs to flip as well as the Senate. That's just my take.
All right, I'll chime in. This is my this is my principle. This is how I handle my voting. If you're black, you have to lose my vote. If you're white, you have to earn my vote. And it's based on my interests. So if you're black, I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt out the gate. If you start talking stupid shit, I'm done. If you're white and you come with some good principles, you come with some good ideas that are gonna, holistically help my community, my society, and me, then you might be able to earn my vote.
And I'm gonna say, we say this, and I just put in there, do we trust her platform or her history? Because what we gotta look at is the shit that we don't like for the candidate is the shit that we don't like better than the shit we do like. Because some of these people are telling you, they'll tell us what we want to hear. And Keisha's a great example of this because I didn't vote for her. Keisha left us one time. She said this running the city was too much. You can't tell me that running Atlanta is too much and then tell me you want to run the state. To me, that you already put it out there. Because now you need a whole program to tell me how running the state is going to be much easier than running the city. Because if you thought people in Atlanta was hard, when you got to deal with South Georgia, they way worse than anything in Fulton County. You couldn't do Atlanta without complaining about it. You left here and went to the White House and talked bad about Atlanta. History is a good indicator of your future. And if you've done nothing to correct that, like I said, you can put whatever you want to on paper. As Mark said, what your town halls are? Let me hear you saying something. What's going to be the difference? I mean, come on now. I'm gonna tired of saying the dating. I don't want to date Sherry because she's accomplished. So I'm gonna pick a 19-year-old girl. They don't know as much. When we're voting, we can listen to what they say, but what have they done? My whole issue with Stacey Abrams, after she lost, she kind of disappeared. I got a problem with that because the problems don't disappear. You just disappear. And it's like, I'm just not, where you at? Like I said, Kemp has done if we're being honest, Kemp has done some great things. Kemp has done some shitty things. The worst and the best. Where are they on your personal scale? And that's why I tell you, that's how you got to vote. Because, yeah, I hate the thing, all kinfolk ain't skinfolk. I ain't voting for nobody because they color. I need to hear what they saying. And I need to look at what they've done. And then I'm judging on that. The worst thing they can do is shitty as I think Kemp has been. Kemp's still a Trumpster. But he fought against Trump when Trump was trying to do some crazy shit. I can't forget that. I don't like the shit he did with guns, but he didn't try to overturn Georgia election. He stood strong behind that. Like him or hate him, you can't, and he still vote with Trump more often than he don't. But like him or hate him, when Trump tried to turn Georgia, Kemp said, "No, we got this. We did what we were supposed to do. Going on, player, going on." And Trump talked shit. Kemp still voted with him, but Kemp never swayed from that. So whether I like him or not, I would have voted for him again. He was one of the first ones to reduce the gas tax the last time we had something. Kemp has done some good things. He's done some shitty things too. But again, where do you look at it? Because we don't look at the worst they do. We listen to what they say, and too often we vote on what they say versus what we've seen.
I say what Kemp has done thus far from, I mean, I don't know a whole lot of what he's done, but I know what he did recently that I really didn't like. And that was for Gwinnett, all of the black counties, predominantly black counties, Gwinnett, Cobb, DeKalb, Fulton, and Clayton County. On the ballot, it's not going to say whether the person is Democrat or Republican. And I feel like that's messed up. Like, you know, let people know who they vote for. I mean, now don't get me wrong, it doesn't take away that they should do their own research, but why you keep changing, why you trying to change the rules? He didn't redraw the lines, but he might as well have.
Yeah. So
I mean, if he was gonna do that.
Yeah, so Sherry, let me chime in on that, because no, you're right, because this is one thing we talked about before, and it is that the voting process is contentious as hell. You need a damn PhD in some cases to vote. All right, and you need a vacation, a week vacation. Okay, because I go through those pamphlets, and I do the best I can, but I can't get through all the pamphlets to figure out who the person is, and then, you know, what's their belief system. Then you got the judges, you got all this and all that. And so, yeah, you know, you need to have some way to understand what their policies are, who they are, what they believe in easily. You know, it's got to be easy. It can't be difficult, but it's right now, for me, the voting process is difficult. I don't know what y'all think, but it's hard. It's difficult.
But here's my thought on that, Sherry. We need to be educated voters. We shouldn't be loyal to a party, especially if that party isn't beneficial to us. So we need to know each one. I'm disappointed because I voted early. So when I went in there, I got to give a Democratic. I'm Democratic. Everybody, I didn't want to vote for Democrats. I don't want to vote all Democrats. I want to be able to vote for each person how I feel about their policy, whether Republican or Democrat. I want to be able to pick them. And it shouldn't be, oh, this is Democrat, so I know I'm picking all Democrats. If they took it out, now we need to have educated voters. So when you're going in there, I know exactly who I'm voting for. And I'm not just voting because, oh, they told me to vote for the Democrats. The Democrats don't help me. I need to see policies. Now, here's the thing. Keisha ain't say shit about changing it back. When I'm governor, I'm gonna make sure that everybody knows which part, whoever's running, which party they in. I ain't heard her say shit about that. I ain't heard her say shit about we're gonna restore the 1965 voting rights in Georgia. We're gonna go do these things that was taken away from us. I ain't heard her say shit about the abortions that had everybody in an uproar. Oh, we gonna go back to being a choice state. She didn't say none of that. So when you go to look in the vote, those are things that matters. So those are the things that she should have said. And you don't just get my vote because you black. I want to vote for somebody that's going to be beneficial for me. Like I say, I ain't heard one thing on the other side that was beneficial to me, which was property taxes. But it sticks in my head. They trying to eliminate property taxes. My property tax is going up every year, which means my mortgage is going up every year. So I'm like, property taxes. Ooh. So I don't want to be stuck to a party. I want to be stuck to who's going to be beneficial to me at every different category on the ballot.
Okay, let me say this, Mark, because what you did was you mixed two elections, and that's where we gotta understand what we're doing. This election, you have to vote your party. The general election, now you can vote for Republican. You don't get that in this election. So you got to pick the best of your party. And then some of the stuff you're saying, that's when they discuss when they run against the opposite party. Because now you got to pick in the primaries or whatever the one's called in November. You get to vote Democrat. You can sign up as a Democrat, but you get to vote for Republicans. In this one, you have to vote your party, and you got to pick the best of your party to run in the general election. So we can't confuse the two, because right now they're just competing against other Democrats to see who's going to be who's going to run again in November. So it's certain things they're not going to talk about when they're just running against their own party members. And that's why we got to understand elections a little bit better, because there's certain things they ain't going to talk about. But a lot of what's being said is because we don't understand what we want. And I said this, and I'm going to stick with it. Black people keep saying we want reparations, which ain't going to never happen. But what we need is mental health care. What we need is better social services. We need a lot of things that ain't got shit to do with getting more money. We need more. We need access to stuff. We need to have the right to vote. But you don't hear none of these black people. The whole time we've been talking about this, even after John Lewis died, ain't nobody talked about when do we get the right to vote. We've been talking about everything else except the right to vote. We're Americans. We shouldn't have to. It shouldn't have to be voted on every 26, 28 years, whatever the Voting Rights Act is. It's voted on to get passed. Why don't we have the right to vote? Why don't we have the right? But we don't. Black people don't never push for that. We push for all this other bullshit, knowing that as they just passed all these laws, now we ain't finna get no representation. And Joe said it before on the show. When we lose something, it's hard to get it back. And because we never, ever, ain't nobody in the, I can't remember nobody other than John Lewis who demanded that people of color have the right to vote. I ain't heard no black person say it. Not one. They talk about everything else. And I ain't knocking you with property tax and all this other shit. But if we don't have a right to vote, guess what? You don't get no say-so in shit. And because we never stood up for that, Killer Mike ain't said shit, T.I. ain't said shit, Ben Trump ain't said shit, ain't none of these people who we depend on to lead us said nothing about going out and demanding our right to vote. Keisha, Stacey, none of them. So, as you just saw with the gerrymandering, they cutting away shit. So once we ain't got no voice, what do we get? So does your property tax really matter if you don't get a vote no more? And so we're not prioritizing what we need to have. Who is going to stand up and say, hey, this is what we are going to do. We're going to make sure that all American citizens have the right to vote. The Constitution said, creed, color, yada, 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 but clearly color come into play. But clearly they just say, hey, we don't want you colors voting no more. And where's the outrage? We talk about Epstein, we talk about Iran, we talking about gas, but where's the outrage about us not being, our vote truly not matter? Because in a minute, you remember, I think it took 5 or 6 blacks to vote to count as one vote or something back in the day. I don't know the exact number, but we were 1/5 of a person, so it took 5 of us to get one vote. That's what we're finna head back to while we sitting around asking for other shit. And we're going to be slowly phased out the whole system. Because we don't like to vote. What's up, Caitlin? We don't like to vote. Or when we do vote, we don't know what we're voting for because we get caught up in stuff and because we don't understand the system. And that's why we got to do a better job of educating ourselves, because most of the people who are educating us are self-serving. Keisha said what she said. Stacey said what she said. Everybody saying what they're saying. Even Jasmine Crockett. Y'all know I love Jasmine Crockett shit talking ass. But where are they demanding that we get a right to vote? Where are they demanding that we get the right to vote? And nobody's doing it. But we still talking about Epstein. We still talking about this gas shit. What difference does it make? And then once they take away that, the next thing coming, we see it with ICE. They done slowed down a little bit, but they ain't stopped. What's to stop them from coming up and saying, hey, Mark, you got your passport on you? Because who ride around with their passport?
Nobody. Well, not many people.
Based on what ICE is saying, if you ain't got a passport, you can't prove you're an American. So we're going to send you to Africa. We're going to send Sher to Nigeria. We're going to send Mogul to Ethiopia because, hell, you can't prove you're American because we giving up all this shit while we fighting for shit and we're not even paying attention to what they doing to us slowly but surely. They deporting soldiers. How the fuck do you to be a soldier? You got to be an American citizen. It's in the law. They're deporting soldiers. Why do we think we stand a chance? They were at a Marine Corps graduation. Why do we think we have a chance? But we keep worrying about small things. And this is where, they'll say, oh, We playing checkers and they playing chess. It don't matter what nobody playing. Everybody got to be playing the same game. We can be playing chess, but if they playing checkers, we still lose. And to me, they're playing checkers because they doing shit right in our face. They ain't trying to be sneaky. They ain't trying to do nothing. They just putting that shit right in your face. We're going to tell you y'all ain't shit and see what y'all going to do. Oh, yeah. They worried about going to see Drake and Usher, whoever the fuck it is, that thing. They're not worried about this. They don't care about the right to vote because ain't nobody raising hell about it. Let me talk about this. The white people getting what they want. While we sitting around fussing about this, or this, we did show them mental health. How many mental health facilities y'all know in the hood? How many mental health facilities are affordable to the average person? Because if you don't have a career and good health care, mental health care ain't for you. Because if you go to Grady, you know what happened after Grady. You go into Millersville after you leave Grady. You're not going to get a counselor. So when we're voting, when we're listening to them, especially when what's coming up, because this one I need you to pay more attention to when you decide who you want to vote for. At some point, we got to stop thinking what's best for me, and we got to start thinking about what's best for us. And we think about what's best for me personally, we got to truly do a real assessment on what the state of America is, because they'll tell us what they want us to know. I say, gas can go up to $7 an hour. People with careers can afford that. And they eat up the little people. If we know that the wages ain't matching, but the rent's going up, what does that tell you? They're pushing us out. They're pushing us out. Why is the rent going up if the wage is going down? That makes no sense. It's by paperwork. It's easier to buy a house than it is to rent an apartment now. You don't have to have 3 times the income to buy a house. You just got to have a good credit score. You got to have you depending on who you got to have a semblance of a down payment. But shit, there's so many first-time home buyers program going. Ain't no first-time renters program. So if you out here making, good Lord, the apartment I was telling y'all about, the little 2-bedroom piece of shit that they want $2,000 for, that means you got to make $6,000 a month, which means you got to make $75,000 a year. The median income is $38,000. So that's a little over $3,000 a month, which means wherever you staying, it's got to be at or near $1,000, which means you're renting a room somewhere. We ain't looking at these little things that are contributing to our demise as we look at the election. Like I said, if knock on wood, let's say all of us in a relationship right now, we're gonna say everybody got a significant other. Let's just say for shits and giggles, we had to move out. And that's why I asked the question, if we had to move out because our partner got the residence, how many of us could afford to rent somewhere now? Ooh. Most of us gonna be staying out in our mama basement, our grandmama basement. 3 times the income to rent a place. 3 times. Plus,
well, you gonna be in the hood.
It's $2,000 in the hood. The
I'm
hood
getting
ain't
on
even cheap.
Section 8. Get y'all.
I'm gonna go make a baby for Section 8.
Section 8, man, in Douglas County, Section 8 got a 9-month waiting list. 9 months. So what you supposed to do for 9 months? Ain't no emergency assistance. You can go get you 2 loaves of bread and a can of beans from the church. Maybe a sweater and a blanket. If you go to Atlanta, they might give you a tent. It's summertime now, so you'll be all right till the cold hitting the hell with this hot ass summer. But again, when we start talking about when we listen to these politicians, listen, are they talking to people or are they talking to each other? Because what are they doing for the common man? What are they doing to make sure that ain't nobody finna break in your house? Because it's getting hard out here. We're gonna all fuck around and end up with squatters. They're gonna break in our house while we at work and be sitting there for fucking 3-4 months, and then the police can't kick them out because they've been there. We ain't looking at that, and it's crazy. Yeah, it's $2,000 in the hood. In the hood. You ain't never had to have no requirements to live in the hood. The hood is the one start that 3 times the rent shit. If you can make 3 times the rent, you can afford a house.
Yep. And it is easy to get a house, not an apartment.
Yeah, but because we black and we don't understand credit, you can't get a house because we don't have a credit score. One of my ads with Jeff, you know, he be wanting to help people who got the money, but when he says something about credit score, you coming to him and your credit score is 520 because you don't know what a credit score is, but you've been doing all this crazy shit and you don't pay your bills. So you know, once you get older like we are now, and ladies and gentlemen, make sure y'all make more stress how to get your credit score up when he teaching his classes. We were never taught credit and credit score, so we didn't know what it meant. But now that shit, you know, cash is cool, but credit is king. We keep talking about cash. Credit is king. Without credit, you can't get shit. You can't get shit.
I told my kids, I said, if you got good credit and you ain't got no money, you can get some money. I said, but if you got bad credit and you ain't got no money, you out of luck. And both of my kids, their credit is like mine, pretty much, really great. So, you know, and I started them young. I didn't allow them to get no credit card when they was in college until they became a senior in college, because I told them no credit is just like, you know, bad credit. So yeah, so I that's how I, you know, educated my kids.
And no credit is actually worse than bad credit. You can build on bad credit. When you ain't got no credit, you don't even have nothing to build on. And that's what's crazy. I found out, you know, shit. Hey, you got to put your kids on your card while they're minor so they can build up credit if you got good credit. Because if you wait till the last minute, it's going to take too long. So I never knew that. Put them on your credit. Just don't get them a card. But that way, when they apply for one, they got good credit. But again, that's something that we don't talk about because we're worried about so many other things that we're neglecting our future. And I think that's what we got to do a better job of picking candidates. We got to look at who looking at our future, and we got to do a much better job. I've been to 3 town hall meetings. I saw very few people that look like me. And when you go, them white people questions don't sound nothing like black people questions. And, you know, even though property tax going up, which technically is a good thing, because if the property tax going up, technically your property value should be going up. Technically.
It should, but okay.
And depending on where you live, like I live in Douglas County. I'm okay with my property tax going because they always improving the streets. They're always taking care of something. They're doing something for the schools. They're doing something for this. So I know where my tax dollars going. What's crazy is when your tax dollars go up and your city's still going down. See, so what are they doing?
I see where they're going, but that don't mean I want to pay them.
You benefiting from, so yeah, you got to pay them, bro. That's what property tax is for.
Benefit me if I decide to sell. I don't plan on selling.
So then you plan on using the benefits that it's getting. You getting better streets, you getting better this, you getting better that, you getting better hopefully it's like car insurance. Hopefully you won't have to use none of it. But hey, when that road ain't messed up where it keep messing up your tire suspension, you look at all them potholes they got in Atlanta. You're gonna mess up your car driving through Atlanta.
Oh yeah, you're gonna tear it up.
In Douglas County, we don't have potholes like that. So it's little things like that we don't think about until it happened. I ain't finna be mad. They will pave these streets like it ain't nobody's business. They will upgrade a school like it ain't nobody's business. Once they get X amount of students in a classroom, they automatically go to trailers because Douglas County will not let so many students be in a classroom. They won't even send you a letter. But once they hit, I want to say the number is 23. Once they hit 23 students in the classroom, they get a trailer the next day, and they'll send you a note telling you your kid has been moved to a trailer because the classes are overcrowded because they don't play that. In Atlanta,
that don't bother me no more.
But in Atlanta, what do we have? We can have a classroom with 50 students.
30 kids.
50. And ain't nobody learning shit because it's too hot. So when we start looking at the taxes, we got to look and see what we're getting for them. And that's why I said we got to become more informed about what it is we're listening to and what it is we want and who it's affecting. Like I said, when we got kids, we don't worry about some shit no more. But we still, at some point, you got to look out for your neighbor. You got to see, you know, it's not what affects me anymore. Because, yeah, I'm looking at retirement. Hell, I got good insurance, but I still know that mental health affects us more than anybody else, and we ain't doing shit about it. So the more of my people who are affected by mental health, the bigger risk I'm in. Because what if they go crazy while I'm at the store, while my kids at the store? So yeah, I want mental health facilities to be paramount in our neighborhood. I want us to have accessible mental health care. Healthcare is cute. We need to take care of our heads. So when I don't hear them talking about that, that's always my question. What are we doing about mental health care in low-income neighborhoods? Because it ain't at the health department. And you look at them and, well, that's a good question. Thank you. What the fuck does that mean? I know it's a good question. That's why I wanted to ask it. But you know, and like I said, that's one of the things where we have to sit down and we have to really look deep inside ourselves. What do we want for us, and what do we want for our fellow man? Because if it hurts our fellow man, don't that mean it hurt us de facto? Remember how we used to get TVs, but we wouldn't put the box out the trash there because we didn't want nobody to have it because people looking because they ain't got shit? Do we want to go back to that? Well, we got to keep hiding the shit that we got because our neighbors looking because they ain't got nothing. We become a system of have and have-nots. And have-nots are our neighbors. So, I mean, you know, we just got to look. And with this voting shit, like I said, we got to understand them between the general election and the primaries, where you like I said, November, you can vote for Republicans. But this one is just about party. It's just about party. And understand the system.
I understand that. But like I say, it was just me to say that I wanted to vote for some different people, and I wasn't able to.
Yeah, in November you will be though. But in this one, you got to vote for your party.
I won't. They didn't win.
So now you got to. So in November, you can vote for either the one who won for your party, or you can vote for the other party, whoever you think is the best. But yeah, you can't do crossing these ones. You got to stick straight party lines in this one.
Yeah. Look, like I say, hopefully we get more educated voters come November and not just run to a party and people don't give a fuck about you.
But see, this is where November don't matter. If we don't pick good, if we don't pick right in May, November don't mean shit. If we pick two shitty candidates in May, November we start with two shitty people. Lose.
Yeah, it's always a lose.
Say it again.
It's gonna be a lose.
Yeah, because if the Republicans pick who they want that's gonna support 47, and we pick somebody who ain't got a chance at hell, then what do we gain? And that's why we got to pay more attention. But you know, it's insane.
It is.
So yeah, but we still think our vote don't count, and we proved their point. Yeah, we ain't got to vote because I want my child support decreased. I'm tired of these Asians open stores in my community. What the fuck does it got to do with voting, player?
Not damn thing.
But those are the things that we tend to complain about because we don't understand what politics work, and we don't talk. What's the point in me telling you about some sewing shit when I don't know shit? Asking me about cooking is the dumbest shit anybody can ever do. You're like, well, what you want in your food? I don't know. I don't cook. Just make it. I'll tell you if I like it. I can't tell nobody how to cook nothing for me. I don't cook. I know what I like and what I don't like. I don't participate in cooking conversations. And, hey, DV, what you think? I don't know. Don't have a comment. Oh, you got to know what you like in the food. No, I know if I like it or if I don't. I stay in my lane. I talk about the things I know, and the ones I don't, I shut up. Share, say, hey, I'm going to make you something. Do your thing, babe. How you like it? I want it to taste good. But what do you like? I just want you do what you do, and I'll tell you if I like it. I can't tell you what to put in there. Oh, everybody should know how to cook. Well, everybody don't know how to cook. Hell, everybody should have a gun. Everybody ain't got a gun. We got to stop saying what everybody should be doing. Do the best you can in your world. And what you don't know, ask people shit. Ask people. I like tuna fish. What you like in your tuna fish? Relish. As long as relish in there, relish will make everything better. You don't care if you put mustard or mayonnaise. If it ain't got no relish, it tastes like shit. If you put too much mustard, too much mayonnaise, relish will cover that shit up. I like hamburgers. You know how hard it is to mess up a hamburger? It take an act of Congress to make us up a hamburger. But you go to some of these restaurants, you eat, 20 minutes later, you're still hungry. Man, let me go to Burger King. I know what they're gonna do good. They're gonna get this hamburger right. So, but we gotta have the same mentality with politics. We gotta know what we want for real. And we gotta know what works for us, what works for our community, what works for our fellow man. Because like I said, if we don't take care of the disenfranchised, they're the majority. If we keep overlooking them, they're gonna overthrow everything. So we can't keep putting them on the back burner.
I agree. What's your question, Cher? What you got? So we can.
Okay, so this is on a whole nother subject and all of
random thoughts.
That's what we do.
Talk about random shit.
So this is a case that like I just always struggle with, and this happened in 2009. I want to get y'all take on it as men and what you. First of all, we can always say what we will do, and you know we might not do it if we in that situation. But I want y'all to think outside the box or whatever. Tell me if it's too far or whatever. Okay, but anyway, so it was this guy, his name was Jamar Pickney Sr. In 2009, he was sentenced to 37 to 80 years for killing his 15-year-old son. So what happened was he would go visit his dad sometime, and his dad had a 3-year-old daughter with another lady. And so one day when the 15-year-old boy went back home, he told his mama that he did something bad. And she said, well, what is it? And he basically was messing with his 3-year-old half sister. So the mama called the daddy, because she said, that she wanted to get him some help. And, so she was like, you need to come over here so we can talk about, how we're going to get some help, blah, blah, blah. Homeboy came over there, walked in the house. They was, yelling or whatever. And he tells him to go outside. He told his son, go outside. He walked him across the street naked because he made him take his clothes off. Walked him across the street to an empty field. Told the boy to get on his knees, and he shot the boy in the head. And people who were just looking were like, they said the little boy was saying, Daddy, please, no, Dad, I'm sorry, or whatever. So old boy shot him in the head, got in his truck, and drove off. So my question to you all is, do you think that was a little extreme, or is that something you think you would do? I mean, of course, you ain't in that situation, so it's kind of hard to say, like for me, I understand. I think it was a little far to me, but I still understand. So that's what I want to ask y'all about.
For me, I don't understand. And I say I understand. That's too far. I mean, you went too far because you at a point now, they reaching out to you for help. If I ain't mistaken, the mom want to reach out to dad because we need to get our son some help because we got an issue. Now, dad comes over there and just takes it to a whole nother level, which is past getting them some help, which turned out to just be malice murder. So, so dad went too far. And that's his sister. I mean, that's your sister and your son, and you chose to take him out. For me, that's just too far.
Yeah, I'll chime in. I'll say, yeah, that was way too far. And I'll add that the wrong thing was done because the dad, first of all, so I'm going to say this. Did you say how old the boy was, Sherry?
Yeah, he was 15 and the little girl was 3.
Okay. So somebody had to show that 15-year-old boy what to do. Somebody is messing with that 15-year-old boy. Somebody's teaching that 15-year-old boy all the wrong shit. So the dad chose the wrong target. Need to find out who messing around with his son, who's teaching his son those things, and that's who he should have shot, in my opinion.
I'm gonna say this: the dad should have saw this fucking self. More, I hear what you're saying, but if you don't teach your kids and you leave it to the streets, ain't nobody to blame but you. When parents complain about their kids can't read and blame the school, that's on you as a parent. Just say you a shitty parent, because kids gonna do what kids do. The streets gonna do what the streets do. At some point, we gotta become adults and monitor our kids and ask them questions and talk to them and check their understanding. We can keep sitting back waiting for somebody else to do it, because it's much easier to blame somebody than to accept blame. Because I'm trying to make it make sense. But you shot the boy because you a shitty daddy. Because that's all I heard. Because who amongst us ain't made a mistake? And he made a hell of a mistake. But at some point, when were you talking to this boy about life? Because at 15, you should have had a conversation with him. You should have knew what he was with girls. At 15, you should know this. If your little boy ain't talking about getting with some of these little 10th, 11th graders and these little fast-ass girls, there's a problem, player. There's a problem. Because I'm sure at some point, I don't know if the dad lived there or not, but as you see in my notes, I'm sure somehow they're going to put the blame on mom. But so the dad found the time. What Sherry said earlier, we find the time to do the things we want. You found time to discipline the boy, but you couldn't find time to educate the boy. See, that's a fuck up on us. What he did was foul. What he did was foul. But who was his outlet? Who was there to check in and say, hey, son? Because, again, I ain't asking y'all to say nothing. But who amongst us ain't had an indecent thought? But somewhere along the way, we found out right from wrong from the people we hung around. At some point, I think we've all had thoughts that should never come out, and we could regulate them and keep moving. You know, I was talking to somebody. Oh yeah, you know, I'm just using me for instance. I'm 60. I got a 17-year-old, 16-year-old daughter, 17, whatever. I see some of her friends. You know what these little 17-year-old girls look like now? So there may be an improper thought. If that girl was 24, she could get it. Oh, you ain't supposed to think that about 17-year-old. It is what it is. You ain't got to act on it. So when this boy was going through this, who was there to tell something to him? And like I say, we can sit here and say a lot of different things, but that's a failure on the father. And we keep talking about, oh, these boys need their dad in their life, and we ain't gonna make him be the norm. They need a good parent. They need a good parent. They need love in their life. They need somebody they can talk to and understand, whether it's an uncle, whether it's a next door neighbor, whether it's a mentor, whatever it is. We got to stop trying to put all this on the parent, because sometimes parents ain't shit. And clearly this dad wasn't shit. Because what was the mama going to do? Even if she would have knew, what was she going to do? What was she going to do? He got a gun. She ain't finna step in his way. Yeah.
DVP, how do you put that on the dad?
The same way the dad shot him, dad could have had a conversation. That's how I put it on him. He a grown-ass man. You responsible for your own actions. We can't be grown 1 minute, then blame shit on something else. We love to do that. Oh, somebody made me. Anybody made you do shit. So why he couldn't take his son and talk to him, asking, hey, why'd you do this, young fella? Why? He couldn't ask that question?
So let me ask you a question. I got another question. What if it was your 3-year-old daughter and just some other 15-year-old boy?
What's the question?
The act is still the same.
Am I going to prison? No, because if I'm in prison, who's going to protect my family? No, I'm still not going to prison. That's an emotional decision that, as I say, there is no coming back from that, because it ain't in the moment. So you can't say it was in the moment. You can't say it was in the moment. Now, if I walk in and somebody raping my daughter, oh yeah, we unloading clips. But once I got time to think about it, the law is clear. It's a thought process. You can't. This is murder. This is the truest definition of murder. This is a planned event. There is no in the heat of the moment at that point. I'm not willing to go to prison and leave my loved ones behind because I made a stupid mistake. Because killing the little boy did what for the little girl?
Nothing.
So now she done lost the brother. Now she done lost the dad. So now she traumatized. So what was it? What's up, Rob? So
Rob?
We can sit here and say a lot of things. Oh, they should have did this. They should have did this, and this will come back. But we still suffer from PTSD from slavery, because like I said, he made a hell of a mistake. Oh, he made a hell of a mistake.
DVP.
Yes, sir.
What are you blaming the dad for?
For not being a fucking dad. For not being a dad. Listen, my son came to me and he said something to me. It ain't important what he said, but at that point, I knew I had to talk to him. I knew we needed to talk, because at least he felt comfortable enough to come tell me that something was wrong, because I was there. I gave them a safe space to talk. Because I only had one rule with my kids. Don't effing lie to me. If you tell me the truth, I can help you with whatever it is you got going. If you lie, there is hell to pay. But you got to give them a safe space. When I talk to moms about dealing with kids, Mom, you got to put on your poker face, because kids want to tell you shit. But if you look at them like they got a third ear, they're not gonna tell you no more, because now they feel like they being judged. You gotta swallow that shit, put on your best poker face when they tell you some foul shit they did, and you gotta start making corrections. That's what being a parent is. Parents, where do great kids come from? Great kids come from great parents with great villages. Great kids aren't born, they're created. So dad, just like he found a way to get a gun, he found a way to tell this boy to get undressed, he found a way to tell this boy to get on his knees. Where did he get that shit from? He a shitty dad. His shit.
I can't see where we blame the parents for this
We ain't
situation.
blaming the parents. We blaming the dad. We're not blaming the parent. We blame
Okay,
the dad.
we can't blame the dad for the child's action.
We ain't
We don't
blaming
know-
him for the
we
child.
don't
We
know-
blame him for his actions.
Yes, we can blame him for making the kid get naked and shooting the kid, but we can't blame him for being a shitty dad because the child did something
we
wrong.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Hey Mark, because if it was a different crime, the parents could go to jail if it was a different crime. So yeah, the parents are responsible for that child. So the fact that
How
this
many
child
of us did things that our parents did not know we were doing? You can't blame parents for all kids' actions.
Plus, you got to think about the way I took it. The way I looked at it was the guy was really in a catch-22 because you talking about his 3-year-old daughter who cannot protect herself. You get that's why I said I understood. I felt like he went too far, but I understood because your 3-year-old daughter can't protect herself, and her brother is doing things to her that he shouldn't be doing.
So let me say this. Yeah, right. And that's right, Sherry. And I'll say this. You get the playbook of life. If you're a 15-year-old, you only got a few places to get the playbook of life. The streets, or some involved parents, or your observation. So the parent is in that damn list somewhere. They are responsible. There's no way you can get out of that. There's no way you can get out of that.
Mo,
You make time for things that matter. You
here's
said
the
that
thing,
too, Mark.
question, Mo
You
and
said it, Mark.
DP.
You make time for things that matter.
Did y'all do something wrong that y'all parents told y'all was wrong?
I got ass whippings, man. It wasn't too much.
Hold on. But you did something that your parent told you was wrong, correct?
With the ass whipping, yeah, they ain't talk to me.
But
that
do
much.
we blame the parent for you doing something wrong?
No, but that was their correction.
So why are we blaming his dad because his child did something wrong?
Well, Mark, Mark, you conflating. Ain't nobody blaming him for what the child did. We blaming him for being a shitty dad. You can't mix
How
the
can
two.
you call him a shitty dad?
Because he was not there.
Hold
What's
on.
his,
Outside
Mark, you asked me a question. What's his job, Mark? To protect and provide and to raise his kids. Where was he doing this raising child? Where was he, Mark? Clearly he wasn't there. He wasn't protecting his daughter. He wasn't educating and protecting his son. He wasn't protecting shit. So if he wasn't protecting shit, what was his role, Mark? But he found time. He found time out of his busy ass life to go get a gun, to go humiliate his son when he could have been a preventive dad. It's important that you talk to your kids. Anybody who has kids know all kids are different. All kids are way different. You can't teach them like cookie cutters. You got to spend time with them, individual time. Just like I'm going to make time to hang out with Cher, I got to make time to get to know my kids. I have to make time. If I'm only there to punish them, I'm a shitty person. I'm only there for the accolades. Oh, my son is great. Look at, he's a great football player. I ain't taught him shit about football, but I'm taking all the credit. So now when he's a shitty person, now I want to kill him?
Well, he did spend time with it was at his dad's house when he did this.
But what I'm saying is you can't say he's a shitty parent. Yes, his actions were shitty. His actions were terrible to do that to that child. But if let's just say he has his 2 kids, his daughter and his son there, and he's like, hey, let me run to the store. He don't know that his son is molesting his daughter. He has no clue that that's happening.
Mark,
and when he found out, his actions are terrible. But we can't just automatically say because the son molested the daughter that he's a shitty parent.
Ain't nobody saying that but you, Mark. I said he's a shitty parent for his response. Ain't nobody. You keep saying that, Mark. You can't control what your kids do. You can control your response to them. That's why I keep telling you. You keep trying to mix. I ain't never blamed him for being a shitty dad for what his son did. I blamed him for being a shitty dad for his response to what he did. So stop mixing the two. If my son go out and kill 12 people, what's the dude's name? Brian Nichols. Brian Nichols has one of the sweetest moms on the planet. I met this woman. I spent time with them. Brian Nichols was a fucking demon. He had nothing to do with his mother. Nothing. That's why how heartbroken she was. But had she went out and killed him, that's on her. You are what you are. But your response as a parent is to empathize and raise your children, not to kill them. This ain't no biblical shit where you go out and sacrifice your son for the sins of the world. What's up, son? So yeah, I'm blaming him for his action, not for his son's actions. Never blame him for that, Mark. Because you can't.
And that's why I specifically asked, what are we saying he's a shitty parent for? That's why I asked, are we following him for his child's action or his action? His actions is terrible.
And I specifically said it was for his actions. You keep going back to his son. I have said every single time his response is what was shitty.
No, DVP, no, you didn't. Not
no,
each
you didn't,
time.
DVP.
You were
What I
saying
say?
he was a shitty dad, that he wasn't spending time talking.
He didn't spend time with him. He didn't talk to him. He said all that.
Okay, well, I didn't say for the molestation. Yeah, I'm gonna blame him for not spending time with his kids. Because again, you and Sherry both said you make time for what you want to. He should have been making time, figure out what was going on in his son's life. So y'all gonna stick with that. I ain't saying I'm blaming him for what his son did. I'm blaming him for not knowing what his son was capable of. And then his action resolved in that.
Parents do not know what their kids are capable of. You just said that with Brian Nichols.
No. I did not say that. No. She knew what he was capable of because he had done this shit before. She thought he would get over it. She thought that talking to him, she knew this wasn't the first time Brian Nichols had ever gotten in trouble. It was not. And I'm sure this ain't the first time this boy has done something. What do you do after that? You try.
She didn't know he was gonna kill all them people.
He didn't. But this wasn't the first girl that he had inappropriate relations with. This ain't the first girl that he had made have sex with him. See, they had money. They could wash some shit up under the rug. So she didn't know he would go this far. She didn't know he would push the deputy and kill another one. Oh, she didn't know none of that. But that's where her guilt kicked in, because she knew what type of tendencies he had, because she knew her son. She knew her son. We just hope that they get rid of some shit that they don't. But she knew her son. We just don't know the level of their depravity. But we know. We know when we got bad kids. We know. Do we want to accept that? Because then that means I got to accept that I ain't do all I thought I could. And we don't want to call ourselves shitty parents.
But parents don't always know what their kids are capable of doing.
I agree with you on that, Mark. You do not
know what your kids are capable of doing.
Yeah,
so and that's fine, but you got to be preventative. That's the whole point.
You can't be preventative. You can talk to them, you can teach them, you tell them right from wrong, but you can't stop them from doing things.
No, I didn't say stop them. I said you put down a blueprint, right? This is the blueprint of life. That's on a parent to do that. That's not on anybody else except the parent to put down the blueprint of life. Now, if they go off of that, that's on them. But you got to at least put it down. It sounds like this kid didn't even get the paperwork, man. He didn't
can't say that. It's not enough evidence to say whether or not he got it.
Right. We don't. It didn't get into all of that. All I know is that he would go over his dad's house on the weekends, and he told his mama that he had done it several times. So, once he go back home, he went and told his mama what he did.
So right, okay, you don't have the information, but I can infer it because that was his sister. If it was
you
somebody
can't infer.
Yeah, no. Hold on, listen. That's because that was his sister. If that was somebody else, that's a different story. That's his sister. So I can infer that he needed the training to understand something is wrong with that boy because that's his sister. If it was a different girl outside the house, that's a different story. So
it's in the house, so it's easily accessible.
I know, but that's his sister.
He told his mama, but he didn't tell his dad. But
he told his mama because he knew he did something wrong.
Okay,
and right. He lived with his mom, but he would go over his dad's house for the weekend.
Y'all only help me out. So his mama told him, and so now that he knows, which is what y'all kept trying to act like. He knows because mama told him. So instead of having to talk with this young fella, he chose to kill him. So yeah, I'm making him a shitty parent because now he knew. And
he's only shitty for his actions after he knew. We can't say whether or not how he was as a parent prior to this happening. You can't.
How come I can't? I just did it.
Yes, you can. But that don't make you right or wrong.
Okay, let's change it. Let's move the argument from the moral discussion to the legal discussion. Since y'all want to say morally, wait. Let me put it in place. Let's change the argument from the moral discussion to the legal discussion. All right, because right now we're saying that the parents not responsible, and all that. So what about the legal side of things? Is a parent responsible from a legal viewpoint of teaching their kids what they need to teach them? Forget about the moral side. Is a parent going to be responsible for not teaching their kids what they're supposed to teach them? And when the kids get in trouble, is the parent responsible? You going to hold the parent responsible or the child responsible? Because legally,
depending on the crime and the situation, you can hold the parents accountable. But I know me, and I'm speaking for me. My parents taught me right from wrong. I had other people that knows that my moral compass was acting perfectly from right to wrong. I still did things wrong. I still did things that I knew was wrong, but I still did them. So at that point, no, my parents should not have been held responsible for what I was doing because I knew the risks and actions that I was taking. So no, they did their job as parents. I chose to do something wrong.
Most said the magic word. Legally speaking, the law says if a child is in your house, you are responsible for their actions. It don't say based on this or that or none of that shit. You are responsible. And once Dad found out, he could have formed a plan. He could have had the boy committed and checked out. There's a lot of shit he could have did. He picked the easiest, punkest way out, like he been doing most of his fucking life. And so, no, Mark, I'm going to blame him in all totality. Everything y'all saying puts more and more blame on him for being a shitty parent. The only thing he wants to do is respond with violence. That's the only thing he want to do. So we're going to call it again, the post-traumatic slave disorder. Violence is the answer to everything.
Nah.
You can say
I ain't going for that one, DVP. But okay.
Look up the law and see who would say responsible for minor kids. Look, and it don't say based on the crime or based on his education.
How many parents going to jail when these kids out here committing these crimes?
Oh, they're going now.
Didn't they just lock the shooter dad up?
Yeah,
that's because he bought the kid the gun. What about all these other kids out here doing these killings? Their parents ain't going to jail.
Because he knew.
Hold on,
again, because the DA, I wish Yolanda could come on here. The DA get to look at everything and decide how much culpability, how much responsibility we're going to put on the parents. Once he knew, he became a responsible parent and he chose an irresponsible ass act like he been doing his whole entire fucking life because the boy felt comfortable enough to tell his mama because she in his life. She in his life. She listened.
At the dad house, so the dad is in his life.
No, please, we ain't gonna even act like that. Just because you get visitation on the weekend don't mean you in their life. Yeah, we not.
That do mean you in the kid's life.
It mean you get them for the weekend, and you might take them over to grandma's house. You might let anybody.
You saying all this, Mike? If I get my child every other weekend as scheduled, I am a part of that kid's life.
No, you ain't. Listen, Listen, I ain't gonna give no dad credit for being a dad 4 days a month. That's some bullshit. You can't.
It's bullshit not to give him credit. And we're gonna talk about this shit next week.
Please, let's.
Because that's bullshit.
Sharon, you had custody of your kids. You was a mama. 26 days of the month. So Papa get to come along for 4 days on a good time. They ain't there when he's sick. They ain't there when shit going wrong. They just there on the weekend having fun. And then they take him to visit cousin, grandma, auntie, all them. That ain't fucking parenting. You're a fucking Uber driver. No, we're not gonna do that. 4 days is not.
Oh, yes, we gonna do this. And we're gonna talk about this next week.
What I will say is that I was a single parent, and I wished that my kids' dad, my youngest son, there was no issue with him, or the middle one. It was my daughter, my oldest daughter. Well, I only got one, but her dad didn't spend no time with her, and that's all I want. I didn't even want the child support. It wasn't a lot anyway. It was $115 a month, but I would have rather him spend time with her, and he could have kept the money. So to me, even if it was every other weekend, the mere fact that she would be able to spend time with him and get to know him is what I wanted. And like now that she's older, she still really doesn't have a relationship with him. Like, she don't call him dad, she call him by his name. She don't call him but on his birthday. And no, she don't even call him, she'll text him. But that's it. That's the extent of their interaction. And she's 39. So yeah, he's shitty. But if you getting your kids every other weekend, you participating in their games and stuff like that, you are in the kids' life. You're just not the custodial parent.
Thank you, Sharon.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So
listen, if the teacher see your kids more than you do, then they might as well be a fucking parent too. We not finna give 4 days.
Yeah,
We
the
not
teacher see
finna
the
give you
parent
4.
more than the mom.
No, they don't.
The teacher see the kid more than the mom.
The mama see the child every day except for them 4 days when they gone. And actually, it's only 3 because they get their half today and they come the other half.
Well, we don't have to. We gonna talk about this, boy. Cause
Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. It's 803. Share, give us some point words. So I have to go find Mark and put him in the headlock and run up and down the street. I'm finna fucking catch a case. Caitlin, come meet us, Caitlin, so you can lock somebody up.
Okay.
Share, give us some. Sharon, see, we should have started off with this. Sharon done started some shit and she finna run off.
Nah, we gonna need 2 hours for this shit next week.
You ain't lying. I will say that I enjoyed the discussion. I like the questions or the comments that's in the chat. They make me laugh, but it was a good discussion. And I like the fact that we all can agree to disagree. So I will say with what's his name, Don Cornelia say, peace, love, and soul.
What you got, Mark?
Hey man, stop trying to discredit men. And got that. I don't know what your issue is with men, but you hate them some bitches, boy. I hate it. You hate them, and we're gonna get to the root of this.
Go look at the video in chat, because Mo put it in there. Men and dudes, he's a shitty dude. He ain't no man. He a shitty dude. We not finna give him man credit. Look at the video Mo put in there.
Yes.
Mo said, I say it all the time. Just because you got balls and a mustache don't make you a man. It makes you a male. Men
it makes you a man. No,
it don't. Your birth
your definition of man don't change. Can't downplay somebody else's. It is what it is. But hey, look, people. Damn DVP and his hatred of men. Be an educated voter. It don't have to say Republican or Democrat for you to know who's best for you. Do your research. And shit, stop out here trying to act like you a prize and you ain't worth a damn.
Mo, what you got?
Show up next week. The action's always live at Random Thoughts at DVP.
Me give ass next week.
So y'all already know. Next week we talking about what's it ain't visitation because you visit animals. We talking about custodial and non-custodial parents. Share, make sure you bring some boxing gloves and a referee. Mark,
I sure will.
Hopefully you'll be able to be a little bit longer to be adult size, but until then, more wear your referee shit. But ladies and gentlemen, we do this, and hey, we want y'all to have opinions too. And you know, see, I want y'all to see what me and Mark just did. See, the whole time we was disagreeing, did you notice that me and Mark didn't trade no slurs with each other? And you clearly we ain't on the same page. I want y'all to learn how to do that, ladies and gentlemen. You can vehemently disagree with somebody, and ain't nobody got to be no names. That's when you lose all your control. When you start argue your points, not name calling, argue your points. This is what grown people do, and I need for us to be better grown people. And it's if you really want to get better at what you do, if you really want to be a better person, find people who disagree with you and listen to their points, give your points, and see where y'all at with point, counterpoint. Not name versus name, you know, none of this crazy shit that we keep wanting to do. I can say, that's how we got here. Me and Mo did the same thing. Me and Mark, I don't need people who agree with me. I can do the show by myself and agree with me. I ain't never disagree with me. But I need people who don't agree with me, who have and it ain't even agreement, it's having a different opinion. See, Cher is a woman. And I tell people all the time, when I do club security, when I go look at a venue, I always take a lady with me because they're looking at things from a lady's point of view. I can never see it from a lady's point of view. I'm looking strictly at my point. But when I got somebody else, I put that into my scenario. Women don't like these bushes by your door. They don't feel safe. These bushes need to come down. It's okay to have somebody else's perspective. You ain't got to agree with it. You just got to understand it and give them credit for having their own thought processes. And then, that's right, I took the SAT. Then you argue your point, stand your ground, and raising voice and all the other good stuff, because that's what we doing. But we still ain't name calling. But you know, if he gets some money, we're going to go have a drink. You know what I'm saying? That's what grown people do. and we're gonna still be cool at the end of the day. Ladies and gentlemen, I need for y'all to understand this more than anything else. Just because you and somebody ain't on the same page, don't mean y'all can't be cool as shit. Cause I will still buy Mark a drink. It just ain't gonna have no alcohol in it because he crazy as hell. But he gonna get a ginger ale out of me.
And I'm glad you said that, DVP. Just because you have different views with somebody, you don't have to cut them off and not deal with them because y'all views it differently.
And you don't, like, I got people who voted for Trump. They're rich as shit, though. I understand why they voted for him, because he's made them richer. Their concern is money. They don't have no kids. They ain't got nobody who going to the military. They can afford $20 a gallon gas. They know they portfolio is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I ain't mad with them. They don't care about other things. Know who you dealing with. Know who you dealing with. I'm not finna lose no friends because they don't think like me. As long as they not pedophiles and shit, everybody got rid of their friends because the whole R. Kelly shit. Hey, I still listen to his music. His music ain't got nothing to do with what he did.
Oh, dude. Ooh, I love his music.
I still listen to it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna still listen
To me, that's some crazy shit. And if you're gonna do that, I'm gonna go. Y'all still listen to Michael Jackson? I'm gonna just put that there. You can't put a crime with it. If you like people, either you like the music or you don't. Now, I won't buy no R. Kelly music, but I damn sure will listen to it. I ain't buying shit because I know he get the money. I ain't buy, but I'm listening. So, ladies and gentlemen, we had a good time. We're gonna be back next week. So y'all come on, be ready. Hey, bring your child support statements. If you ain't paying $500 a month, at least I ain't trying to hear shit you saying. I ain't trying to hear shit you saying.
The amount don't matter.
Oh, it matters. It matters.
It don't matter.
If you want to have a voice. So I'm still drinking my blue, but y'all know what it is, right? Until next week, peace, popcorn, and chicken grease. We out.
Peace out.
I'm still gonna ban Mark from the show.
We gonna fight.
Ain't nobody